Welcome, folks, to another session of live coding exercises. We will continue where we left off from yesterday. So you know the format already. And we'll directly jump into the first question. Read it once, read it twice, as per whatever reflections you had yesterday. Let's try to avoid those mistakes today. And let's estimate time logic for this question right now. When you're done estimating, just raise your hand. Folks, when we discuss, now's the time. In 2 to 3 minutes, you should be able to arrive at a good estimate. So if you're stuck somewhere, you should ask. I'll read the question. Implement a to-do list component. Each to-do has a text, status value. Status is true. Then you have to show that it is done, strike through it. If when you click on delete button, then that to-do must be deleted. And there's a customization option where the checkbox is checked. You need to show the delete button for each to do. If it's not, then it should not be shown. And there are 3 color option, red. If the user selects that red, so the background should change to red.
Hello, Swapnil, I have a question. Hello.
Yes, go for it.
Yeah, the user can toggle from done to not done. Like the once done, he can go back to not done. That to do can.
Up to you.
Okay.
I have one doubt. The status value that is mentioned in the question, is it like checkbox or some value,
Up to
like
you.
true, false? Okay.
Other questions? 20 says each to do has a checkbox color choice apart from text and status. This is we're just talking about a solution now. So from a question perspective, the functionalities are in the question. How to implement it is something that is the whole question, right? If you just ask कि ऐसे करना ऐसे नहीं करना, then that is the solution part. I'll not comment on this. Other folks, what is the blocker? You should ask because it's 5 minutes. So you should ask, hey, this is where I'm stuck at.
Hi, Swapnil.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have a doubt in the second part, implement delete customization, where if the checkbox is checked, I am not able to understand what we have to do.
Got it. Implement it without it. So now,
Okay.
since you have asked explicitly, I'm giving you a modified question wherein you don't have to skip that part.
Got it.
You can raise your hand. Other folks?
Hey, Swapnil.
Yes.
I have a doubt in the last part where there has to be a 3-color choice. Does the choice have any other functionality other than just changing the background color?
Is it mentioned?
No, it's not mentioned, but and I'm not sure, like, should that be should the color choice be on each and every
That is what you have to
row,
think.
or
That is what you have.
alright.
Again, we're again talking about solutions itself, right? If there's clarification required in the question, then we can talk. Otherwise, the solution ही discuss कर लेंगे तो फिर तो there's no point.
Alright.
Namrata? All right, cool. Let's drop the estimates in the chat. Don't press enter yet. Just type it. You can lower your hands and let's see the answers. Let's see the estimates in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. I see 45, 20, 40, 20, 40, 40, 30, 40, 35, 25, 40, 40, 25, 20, 30. Okay, 30, 30, 35, 40, 40, 40. Okay. Yesterday, how much time did you take for the first question? And someone type in the chat 25. Okay. 25 or 35. Okay. There are 2 people. 20. Array, how itna difference kaise hai bhai? What is this? Okay. Who is more confident? 20.
I think it was 25.
It was 25.
Yeah.
Acha, theek hai. Okay. Let's do 35. It's 6:15. Let's do till 6:50. And you can lower your hands and start coding now. Don't need to go into breakout rooms.
Can you repeat till when are we coding?
You should see it in the top right. Do you see it?
No, I don't.
Do you not see a timer at the top right?
No.
No.
Very weird. Okay, it's 6:50, 35 minutes. So 35 is a hard stop. So I would say aim for 30 so that you can use the last few minutes for polishing. Shweta, do you have a question? Final 30 seconds. If you're done, you can turn on your videos. All right, folks, let's stop coding now. Like I almost feel like a examiner taking over the answer sheet, but yeah. Cool. Let's do a quick reflection. How much time did we take? If you're done, then whatever time you took, we started at 6:15. So if you're done, then max time would be 35. If you've done before that, then just put that time. Don't press enter yet. If you feel there are some more things to do, just estimate the time remaining, add 35 to it, and put that in the format of A to B. A is estimate, B is actual. Let's take 10 seconds to write that. And yeah, this is, we just started practicing yesterday, so it's okay. It's okay if they are off, it's okay. Don't feel bad about putting numbers. It's just that it will give you a good calibration of where you stand and which things you need to put work on. All right, let's see those in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, 45 to 35, nice. 25 to 40, okay. 40 to 45, 20 to 45. 20 to 45 is like more than double. Rai, what happened?
Actually, what I did was I started with coding HTML first. So there I did mistake was that I should have done just basic HTML and jumped to the logic part. Instead, I first did CSS and then jumped to the logic part. So I had the logic ready, but I couldn't code in it.
Yeah, I think one thing to note, if you're making notes in this session as well, is focus on functionality first, CSS later, because if it is a CSS question, it will be mentioned to you upfront. It will be like, hey, do this or do that with the help of CSS. But most likely, majority of the questions that you will face will be based on logic. And that is what you want to showcase, that you can handle logic. So always focus on logic first, CSS later. Of course, bare bones is needed, but yeah, after a point, first complete logic. 30 to 40, nice. 30 to 35, 40. 30 to 35, 40 to 50, 30 to 40, 30 to 30. Wow, Anshul. Kudos, man. This is a pretty cool estimate. All right, 45 to 55, 30 to not done. Aryan, what was the instruction?
I also first thing HTML and CSS, then functional.
What is B?
Not that, but the complete thing. I didn't complete.
Did we talk about what do you need to put when if you're not done?
No.
Okay, does anyone want to pitch in? Raise your hand.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Sayed.
So I think A is the estimated time that you took, and if you're not done, how much time do you expect to complete it, and then B is that value. Right.
So, Aryan, if you're not done, then estimate how much more time would you need. Let's say if you need 10 more minutes, add 35 to it. So your B becomes 45.
Yeah. Okay.
45 to 35, 30 to 40, 40 to 45, 30 to 35, 30 to 45, 40 to 45, 30 to 40. I see a lot of 40s in the actuals, which basically means that we are not done. I don't like that. 35 to 45, 30 to not done. Pranay?
Actually, the cloud editor which I was using shut down. So should have put 30 to 40. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't understand what.
The editor which I was using, cloud editor, it shut down completely. So
All
I
right,
was not able to finish it.
cool. So what?
And I should have put 40.
Why 40? You
Estimated.
you just need 5 more minutes.
Yep, 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. 5 to 40. Rutik, what happened?
I learned that we can't trust code sandbox, like it can break anytime. So I had to restart in my own device.
All right.
So that took time.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Don't trust anyone. Cool. Okay. All right. People who are done, who wants to show demos, raise your hands. Anshu, is that 30 for 30, right? Cool. Who else? Yeah, Pratik. Who else? All right. Like who all are done? Can you raise your hands? I will not see everyone's because we need to move to the next question as well. But who all are done? Like, do we just have 2 people done? All right. Anshul, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Is it visible?
Yes.
So this is the to-do list. If we add some text and if we click on add to-do, the text is added to the list and we can mark as complete. It will be strike through. We can change the color. And also the second part in which I said I am not able to understand, but I still implemented what I could. So it was like show delete button, what I could understand. So this is the delete button. If we click on delete, the to-do will be deleted. And if we try to add like no text, and if we click on add to do, there will be an alert.
Crazy. Awesome. Do you want to quickly show the schema used?
The code.
Yeah, just the schema of the to do.
Schema of the to.
All right. Sounds good. Perfect.
Can I stop sharing?
Yes. I just want to appreciate here like how crisp the demo was. Like, yeah, I think like within 30 seconds, I think we saw everything. There was no hesitation anywhere. You're like, yeah, color change. Like you had a flow beforehand. You were not like making stuff up as you go. You had prepared, or if you had not, whatever, like it felt like you had prepared ki, this is the flow that I will show my demo, and pretty cool. Yeah. So awesome. And one thing I really liked is at the end you also showed validation, and if you can handle these things in a time constraint, nothing like it. Pretty cool, man. Kudos. All right, Pratik, let's see yours.
You can see my screen, right? Okay, so user can add a to-do list. Like I'm not focusing on CSS, so I can add to-do if user handle the empty. So I'm not showing any alert bar. It just I'm returning, like if it's empty, just return. So A, B, C. And if I click on the checkbox, it's a strike through. And also if I click on red, green, yellow. Also, if you notice, we have a delete button for the strike through, which is the to-do which is completed. and we don't have the delete button for the uncompleted task. So that's all. Also, we can delete.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's all. Thank you.
Schema ones.
Oh, yeah. So I created everything in a single component. Yeah. So I've added a methods add to do, done, delete, and
What is the schema to do?
sorry.
What fields do you have in the to do?
Okay, so I have 3 fields. Next, text is done or and BG like background color.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm handling these cases.
Cool. Two things. One is so the first thing that I saw that it was on localhost, right? It is better if you publish it somewhere, and the reason for that, as I always say, always understand the reason is, let's say your system hangs, then you can always email the interviewer with the link to the hosted code very quickly, versus if it is on your local machine and you've lost the code, then pretty much you have to code it again. So if you just post it somewhere, at the end you don't need it in between. If you're doing it in between, that is good, but yeah, before the demo, if you have it somewhere pushed so that there's no dependency on your machine, that would be better. So during the first 20 seconds, you talked about a thing which is not handled, right? You said that this empty thing is there, I'm not handling it.
No, I'm handling it, but I'm not displaying the error. Like it just if you entered the
It is a negative thing, right?
No, if there is nothing, there is no need to like.
No, I feel it is broken.
Okay, but you can't just basically my point is, if I click on add to do, like can I share again?
No.
Okay, so the thing is, if you just add the empty, like if you are not passing any data, so you can't add the to do. I'm not just displaying the error, but I'm handling it. I got your point. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, let's say I open your app, I don't do anything, I press that button, add button, right? Nothing happens. I'll feel this is just bare bones HTML. I know you have done it, right? That is fine. But when a third party sees it and there's nothing happening or a button, you cannot distinguish between whether it is just plain HTML or is there interactiveness being added to it. So either you don't talk about that feature at all. Right now, what I'm saying is the 10 seconds that you used at the start, hey, I'm not showing any dynamic thing. It's not you only have to show an error, a pop-up. Instead of that, you can also do a toast. You can also show it there itself below. You can show however you want. That is up to you. But if you're not handling that, nothing is happening, right? Okay, let me rephrase it. Nothing perceivable is happening, right? The user, let's say you share the code with me and I'm opening it on my website. If I'm doing the same action, because we have handled in the code, but to me, I cannot differentiate between whether it is intentional or not. So from that perspective, I'm saying it will count as, from a perceivable point, you're not handling it properly, and hence don't include it at the start. Okay. And in terms of delete customization, I feel we did not understand it correctly, and the question was worded in a way that you can derive multiple meanings out of it. The one that you derived, that is also that can come from whatever is worded, and most of the times it is intentional wording of these questions. But from a user perspective, if you think about it, there's no reason a person should not be able to delete if it is not done. Let's say the task is not relevant, right? Then also I should be able to delete a to-do. Deletion should not be paired with done. So the question meant that like there's a separate delete mode which you like consciously have to enable, and then you can delete like we saw in the previous demo. Does that make sense? All right, cool. Overall, I like the fact that you did it in time, and you had a flow of the demo prepared, so that is pretty cool. All right, anyone else wants to okay, who sort of understood the checkbox functionality? Like who was the earlier person? I forgot. Anshul. Who interpreted it like Anshul? Harshna, do you want to share screen? Like, are you done? Like, how far are you?
So my code sandbox got hanged, so
Awesome.
yeah, but I did the delete functionality. Like
Yeah.
I did the checkbox and I
No
was
proof
just
of work, no proof of work.
I can show you that part.
You cannot. Like the zero proof of work. Pratyush?
I have not done the checkbox part, but I have done already all the functionalities. Rest every functionality is working. So
Okay.
can I show?
No, we're discussing about the checkbox part.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Because that was the tricky part, right? Other things were mostly state management. Cool. All right. Any reflections before we move to the next question? Any questions? Okay, I see one hand. अरे वो हाथ आया वो चला गया. What is this? Who was it? Yes, Mehul.
Yeah, hello Swapnil. Yeah, I did it, but I'm not sure about. I mean, I've done it in. I mean, right way or.
Okay, show your screen.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So basically, I haven't added. I mean, input box to add the to-dos. So what I've done basically. So let's suppose if I enable the delete button, so I can delete it, delete the to-dos, as well as let's suppose if I select the green option, so you can, I mean, change the color of the to-do.
Got it. So basically, I'll just read out the question again. One thing that you can do is you can just copy paste the question at the top of your file so that it's easy to track. Let me just find out the question. Okay, implement a to-do list component. Each to-do has a show your screen. No, I was just comparing. Just paste the question there so that it's easier for others as well. Did you find it?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, just paste it.
Yeah, I mean, my screen is frozen. Not sure about. Okay.
ठीक है. All right. I'll read the question. Implement to-do list component. To-do has a text and value था. Status is true. Strike through था क्या? Where is Mehul? Okay. Clicking on delete, that program must be deleted. Delete customization is there. Drop down here. I think the question did not explicitly say about input box, so it is okay if you have not done it. If you do it, then that's definitely good. So one thing what you can start off with any question is just break that question down into bullet points on key what the question explicitly says that you need to do, and that is something like you definitely need to do. Cool. Any other reflections, any other learnings, anything that surprised you, confused you, anything that you want to share from this question, from your experience? Yes, Pratyush.
Like if you allow me, so can I show I've completed the checkbox functionality? So
no.
Okay.
Why do you want to show?
Like if it is working fine or not, like that.
But you should know, na, it is working fine or not.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any reflections, any learnings? How was it? I think we can just go with that. And reflections are important because ऐसे तो we can like keep doing questions, but if we don't have reflections, then there's no point of, then we'll just do these questions but without learnings. Yes, right.
Like on the first look, I think the question is very easy to understand, like logically. The only thing is the checkbox function, because like we think that checkbox is for the task, but there is no mention of checkbox for task. It's just the state true or false. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just mention here that interview questions are like typically worded this way, and this is mostly to check whether have you understood the problem correctly. And typically, if you have like even a small doubt before coding, it's always better to like clarify the question completely before jumping into coding, because if you have a confusion in the problem itself, no matter how well you code something out, but अगर problem statement clear नहीं है, so evaluation will be done on the problem statement, right? So irrespective of how well you code, if the problem statement is not clear, nothing else matters. So think of it as it's a win-win for both you and the interviewer that you ask clarifying questions. And asking clarifying questions will do two things. One, it will give you brownie points. Two, it will get to a solution faster. So yeah, let's just do that from the next question onwards. Yes, Manak.
Yeah, so I just want to say that the time constant actually put in a pressure on us. So for that, I like it. The problem was very easy to solve, but in between, I got confused about how to. I know the solution. I was in the flow, but in between, I broke the flow because of the time constraint. Like to change that one, property of that task list. There are something we have to do. Like the functionality, I know how to do that, but I forgot everything about it. So
yeah,
I wasted time there.
Interview, the name of the game is time pressure. Anything that is asked in an interview, you know it, you will be able to solve it before, after, anything. But yeah, it's about key during that time pressure. And abhi though, like I was not even talking for in while you were coding, right? It's very likely that interviewer beech mein they they'll sort of either distract you, guide you, and you have to like engage with them as well. Yeah, that is what you need to learn. Yes, right.
Like you show the timer on the top of the screen, or you tell us that itna time mein karna hai. So will that be how it is in interview, or will we have to code as fast as possible? Like
this is a
there
relaxed time constraint. This is what I would say. The ideal time for this question would be anywhere between 20 to 25 minutes. Is where you want to get at when you like yourself, you can sort of say, hey, I'm
no, like what I wanted to ask was that will there be a time constraint explicitly mentioned कि 25 minutes में ही करना है, या फिर will we have to think that हाँ okay 15 minutes में हो जाना चाहिए and then code in like 15 minutes? Or yeah.
Typically, the estimate is important, and why that is because let's say if you think that so typically the interview will have an end time, right? You'll get that either it's a 30-minute interview or a 60-minute interview, and whenever you start coding a question, you can see that in your mind you can see whatever you're estimating, is it going beyond the end time or not. If it is, then we need to have that discussion that hey, whatever I'm thinking, it will take more time than what we have. Then a step forward that there would be key, can we reduce the scope of the question and then reduce the time for the new solution so that we complete it in the allocated time, because the interview would have something else to do after that time. So maybe the first question it's okay whether you do it explicitly with a time constraint or not, but towards the end of the interview these are like important, which is if you have an estimate in mind, you can like communicate that to the interview that, hey, this will take a lot of time, can you reduce the scope of the question, as well as if there's enough time, you know that, hey, I have enough time for this because we have time. So if it's a 30-minute question and you feel that at the start itself, you feel that this typically would take me 40 minutes. So you can have that conversation. So it's not that the interviewer will add a timer, like getting into the question. Interviewer will not put a timer, but it is more for you to be able to guide the interview better.
Okay, so like we should communicate how much time we need for the question.
You should communicate the time. Yes, you should communicate the logic as well. Ki, hey, this is how I'm thinking. And then you can code. That also helps in catching mistakes early. Let's say if you tell the interviewer, hey, I'm thinking I'll have a list of to-do items. The schema of one to-do item is, I'm thinking is, it will have 4 fields. It will have ID, text, value, color, and then I'll do a show delete button. And so basically you can have that conversation. You can have the logic conversation with the interviewer, so that if the interviewer says, hey, no, this is not what I want, you can course correct easily. So yeah, at the start itself is best if you like don't jump into coding right at the first. Take 2-3 minutes, think about it, talk about your approach with the interviewer. You can mention the approx time as well, so the interviewer also knows that, okay, if they want to ask more questions, then they need to plan it accordingly.
Right. Okay, thank you.
All right. Explaining while coding, yeah, as Uday says. So yeah, I think we'll start this practice as well. Yeah, we'll do that as well. Explaining while coding is again a big challenge, but yeah, we'll practice for that. This, like yesterday and today, are exclusively like silent coding sessions. Okay. Anything else before we move to the next question? All right, here is your next question. Whenever you're done with the estimate, raise your hand. Let's try to estimate as fast as possible. If you have questions, ask away. Don't ask now, like let's take 1 minute. 7:19, but you can ask questions. And if you have an estimate, raise your hand. All right, if you have an estimate, raise your hand. If you have questions, now's the time to ask. Let's give this question the best, like what is the fastest that you can code? What is the max energy that you can put in a question? Let's thoda sa do it fast. as we're already 1 hour in. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, in case you need help with estimating, let me know. Folks, we are 3 minutes in. Let me know what do we need to estimate this. Like, is there, if there's a particular thing that you're stuck at, let's discuss it.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Hello. Like there is one functionality of is full. So like I need to like restrict the stack length.
Is there another way to do that?
Means how means like if a stack is full, so like I need to restrict that length.
Is there another way to
So
do?
sorry.
Is there another way to do that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. So since you have asked, so it's okay if it is right or wrong. I'll not evaluate your solution on whether it is right or wrong. Let's just implement it.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this might sound really silly, but I'm not understanding what do you mean by React component stack exactly?
Component stack, okay.
As in like list of something?
Think of stack as let's say plates in a marriage dinner. So
Okay.
there's a list of plates, so that's the stack. So you can add a plate onto it, you can pick one.
So like list of things.
Yeah. Pratik? All right, let's put the estimates in the chat. We'll see those estimates in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I see 40, 25, 45, 20, 40, 30, 30, 30, 40, 30, 20, 25, 30, 25, 35, 20, 30, 40, 30, 35, 30, 25, 35. All right, cool. Let's, okay, I'm not able to untrack. 30, 40, 30, 35, 30, 25, 20, 35, 40, 30. Okay, let's do 35. नहीं, 35 ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. What, how much did we do for the first question?
35.
35. Cool. Let's do 30 this time. Let's say 24. You can lower your hands. I will see you I'll see you at 7:55. Wow, okay. It's been a long session already. Okay, we'll do 30 minutes. We can start coding at 7:25, which is now. All the best. All right, folks, time is up. We actually went 1 minute extra. Time to come back on videos. Let's put the actuals in the form of A to B. You know the drill. Let's type in the chart. And let's see those in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we see 40 to 40, which is nice. 2023, pretty cool. 25 to 28, very nice. 25 to 30 is nice. 30 to 35, 30 to 40, 30 to 40, 30 to 35, 40, 45. 25 to 25, Parth has nailed it. 25 to 35, 30 to 32 is also nice. Which means that there's something remaining because we did a 30-minute sprint. All right. 40 to 35, nice. 30 to 40, 30 to 30. All right, cool. Who wants to show demos? Raise your hand. Who all are done? Maybe we can start with that. And then we'll see. We're 2 hours in. So we'll see whose demos you want to see. Whoever showed demos today or yesterday, they can lower their hands. Yes, right, go for it.
Yeah, can you see my screen? Yeah, so if the stack is empty, it shows empty stack, then I can add to stack by using add button. Pop does like it deletes the first item from the list. Pick shows the first item in the list. If is empty shows if it is like empty or not. If is full shows that it is okay, I messed this up. So if I just remove all of that, then it's empty will show.
Got
I
it.
messed this up.
All right, cool. Just one small thing here is the order that you are showing in a stack. What happens is think of a stack of plates, right? So you're putting a plate, you're putting on the plate, you're putting on the plate. So the topmost plate is the one that you'll get first. So when you do A, B, C, when you do pop, C should be returned. Does it make sense?
Okay, I got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing it out because, of course, like this is the expectation, yes, but also if you had this doubt before itself, you can ask this before coding itself. You can say, hey, as per my understanding, if I do insert A, B, C, if I do pop, then A should be returned. Then the table can quickly tell you, no, C should be returned. And
Okay.
yeah, anything that you do before coding, you can like basically pretty much do anything. All right. Who else wants to show? Okay. Can we have everyone who completed, irrespective of whether you have shown it or not? Yes, Anshul, go for it.
Is it visible? Yeah, so if we can add the item to the stack, we can delete the top of the item, we can have a peek, and we can clear. And if we add the item, and if we delete all the items, and if we try to delete, this is the validation. If we try to add something empty, then there would be a validation. And what I could understand of is full was like there should be something mentioned about the size. So I gave a extra field. Let's say 3 is the size, if we try to add something more than the size, then there would be a validation stack is full. If we check is full, the stack is full.
Perfect. Let's go to your code. Let's just see if there is a you have the problem statement at the top. Just copy paste the problem statement here.
Yeah, sure.
I want to do like make this habit of putting the problem statement so that can you just wrap it. Okay. Just read the question again.
Yeah, so implement React component stack by replicating all the stack properties. Use input field to take the input and add button to push into the stacks. Implement pop, peak, is empty, is full, clear. On button click, it should show their respective outputs.
Cool. Have we done everything?
I guess the last line on button click, it should show their respective output. So I guess I had to show some kind of
leave that line.
Sorry?
Leave that line. Have we done everything else?
Add pop, peak, is empty. Oh, is empty is left, I guess. Yeah, is empty is left.
So anything that you do which is like an additional thing, which is validation, which is anything extra that you do, they do not hold ground if the problem statement itself is not complete. In this case, like I would, if I'm evaluating this, I would just mark it as incomplete. It is not because it is hard to implement or not. I know is full. If we can do is full, is empty is even easier than that, right? But it just shows that somewhere you missed either reading it or you read it and you did not somewhere miss hua, right?
Yes.
Cool. And add item. So basically there are some words written, right? Push, pop. So you can maybe use those words in the button. It makes it easier to evaluate. So like add item to stack ki jagah you can do push. Delete item from stack ki jagah you can do pop. Peak is correct, is full is correct, clear is correct. And we just need one more button, which is empty. And I like the representation of the stack, which is like it gets added at the top. So that is cool. All right. Just from a completeness perspective, it is not complete. Let's just next time, so let's just read it aram se.
Yeah.
Read it twice. Best thing is just copy it in your code itself and make bullet points on what things you need to do from the this question itself. Like make a list of things you need to do, and then you like do a check mark as soon as you do it or afterwards that hey, you have done this, you have done this. So it becomes a checklist for you.
Right.
Pratyush?
Yeah, I'm sharing this screen. So this is my this is the, so I suppose I write ABC here, then so here we can see one is React runs one state back. So I'm writing this, so I'm pushing it here.
Why one state back?
I'm not getting the reason, but yeah, the runs.
Is this the desired output?
No, no, I guess.
Cool. So anything you show after this does not is not relevant. Does it make sense?
No.
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 What?
No, it does not make a sense.
Okay. What I'm saying is ki you wanted to show push function, right? It is getting pushed.
Yeah.
It is it is not pushed.
It is I mean, it's like the last element that I had pushed like given the input, it is getting pushed later.
Reasoning is different. You're showing push function ka demo, right?
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, it is working, but one step back.
Working as from an evaluation perspective, whatever you wanted to show, is it being shown?
I mean, it's like what I am giving input, it is getting input one step back, one step.
You
one
again,
step.
again going to explanation mode. What I'm asking is, you have some demo in mind, right? That you want to show, that you add something in the box, then you push something, then you want to show the stack, right?
Yeah.
Is that working?
Yeah, that is working. Yeah, like here you can see here in that stack output is coming here.
Clear everything.
Okay.
Add one item. Click on push. Is it working?
No. It's like after I click on this.
Not working.
No. That's not okay.
What?
Means like that is not working. Means it is not
No,
working.
my question is, before showing the demo, did you know this? Then I'll say something else right now. Or did you not know this? Then I'll say something else right now. Like, did you know
Yeah,
this?
I was knowing. Yeah, I was knowing this. Like after I will push after giving one input, I'll give another input, so it will push the first one input first. Then
So now what I'm saying is, the first thing that you're showing, it is not complete. Like if I'm just marking you, if I'm just evaluating you, whether push is working or not, I'll mark push is not working.
Okay.
So anything you do after that does not make sense.
Okay.
Cool. I'm not saying this is hard, easy. I see there are some solutions in the chat already. So it's figure outable. What I'm saying is, if we are choosing to show something broken, then I'm just wondering, like, why, if you know that this does not work, why you are calling it as done? This is something that I don't find it good. Like, you know that this is not working, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know that this is a bug, right? So why you are calling it is done is something, just we say, right, that in introduction, in showcase, anything, if we are showing something, it has a stamp of approval, right? So when you say, hey, I am done with the solution, and if this is what you're presenting, it shows that this is what you consider as done, which is something I don't think you want to do, right? This is not your bar, right?
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Harshna? You're in mute.
Sorry. I type an item over here, and if it has minimum 3 characters, this gets enabled, and I get the result over here that it has been added to the stack. If I pop the stack, it'll show me what has been popped, and if I peek, it'll show me the last item. If I clear the stack, it'll clear the stack, and you can see that the pop has been disabled. And if I check is empty now, it says yes, the true. And if it's full, false, and peak, nothing to peek at. And so the max storage is 10. If the 10 is reached, then it'll disable pop.
So you're showing, not telling.
Okay, sure.
Sorry, you are telling, not showing.
I'm gonna add that.
So when you say that this will happen, I don't know whether this will happen or not.
I'll quickly do that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, this has been disabled and is full.
All right. Cool. This is cool. Just one thing you can do is maybe show the stack, the full stack here as well. It is of course not. It is not mentioned in the question, so that this is totally fine. But yeah, if you can do that, that would be good. Max storage is showing correctly. Just for demo purposes, if you reduce it to 5, it makes it easier for you to show the other things. But yeah, from a functionality perspective, I think everything is there. Just from a demo perspective, just some small thing that I told you to keep in mind. All right, Manak.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Sapir. I'm not able to share my screen.
Rejoin.
Yeah.
Parth.
So if we add the first item, it will show. Let's add 2, 3 items. We can pop the first item. It will also show the popped item. We can peek the first item. If it's empty, it says false. If it's full, it also says false. We can clear the stack, and if we say it's empty, it says true.
Got it. Just add 3 items again. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I love the fact the names of the items that you have put. It's pretty cool. One thing that I can see is there is some issue with the ordering. It is third, first, second. It should either be 3 to 1, 1 to 3. So like there are like two things. One is key. It is pretty good that you use numbers. Like the item names are super good. Because it is very clear. At the same time, it also enabled me to find the mistake fast. If you had put like some random numbers, then I would not have seen this. So yeah, both a pro and a
I just noticed that. I didn't notice that earlier.
ठीक है, I think looks good. Mehul?
Yes, okay.
Let's go.
So this is my stack, basically empty stack. Also I've added validation. Let's suppose you can't put item to the stack without adding text. Let's add the one. Let's now add 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so if you click on the if you check the stack is full, so it will show the alert message with stack is full. Let's now also let's now pop the item, and also you can see the peak item is 2 right now, and also you can clear the stack.
Awesome. I love the visual representation of the like you have a proper container to visualize it. Pretty cool. I also like that you have copied the question at the top so that
Yeah.
It gives you a good direction on what to do. Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, small thing you can do is just reverse the order of the container.
Yeah.
Like show first item at the bottom, then uske upar second, then third, then fourth, and fifth completes it. Yeah.
Okay.
But this was like very, very nice visual representation. Awesome. There was one person who dropped in between. Do they want to show it now? Are they back yet? We'll do calling one, calling twice, and gone. All right, we'll go for the final question of the night. We'll keep it simple, we'll keep it small as yesterday's. And here you go. Estimate, raise your hand when done, ask clarifying questions if you need.
Can I just quickly verify something?
Go ahead.
Debounce is like when you have continuous request, you wait for some amount of time and then you implement the last request, right? Correct. Okay.
We don't have to actually make an API call, right? We just have to show that we are waiting for some point of time.
Yeah, that is up to you how you show it. Expectation is you just show
Yeah.
the functionality and that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we just display after some? I mean, like
Yeah.
we.
Up to you. Up to you. I don't want you to say this.
Okay. Okay.
Folks, let's estimate it quickly. If you're stuck, let's ask questions. Folks who have estimated, don't start coding yet. If you want, you can just think of how you will code, like code in your mind. How will you write it? Yeah, that's what coding is, right? You just have to think of the logic. Once you have the logic clear in your mind, you know what to do. Ananya, Uday, Pratyush, Pratik, Manak. All right. One person says, I don't know how to do this question. So do you understand what it needs to be done? Can they reply back in the DM? Like, so one is you don't know how to implement, and one is what to do. So Just DM me. Is it like, do you want more explanation on the problem or the solution? Like, is the question clear? All right, question is clear. So that is fine. You can search for it in the meanwhile. That is fine. It might happen. Cool. Other folks, I'll just assume that if folks have not raised, they're stuck somewhere in the solution, which is fine, because this is one of those questions, you know it, you don't know it, and it is okay. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Let's put the estimates in the chat. Don't press enter yet. We'll see them in 3, 2, 1, go. 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, 15, 20, 15. All right. 18, 15, 20. Cool. I think we'll go with 15 then. I think that is like the median. So say 22. See you at 8:37. And in case you're stuck on the solution, feel free to Google it. I think that is fine. You can use that time to search it. And for other folks, let's try to implement this. Cool, folks. Time is up. Let's do quick reflection. Same format. Will be. So we took, yeah, I think we took 15 minutes. So yeah, if we're done, then less than equal to 15. If more, then add the estimated number of minutes. You'll need more to 15. And is your estimated time. Let's see those numbers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I see 10 to 15, 10 to 10, pretty nice. 15 to 12, nice. 15 to 8. Okay, Tony, why this much of a difference?
Oh, I just didn't imagine it would take less, so just tried it out and just thought of it differently. So maybe I didn't. Yeah, I haven't tried it out before, so trying it for the first time.
All right. Well, good thing, but matlab good problem to have ki jaldi kar liya. All right. Mehul 20 to 10. Okay. Mehul, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure about. I mean, I will be able to write those polyphony.
Cool. 15, 13, 15, 20, 15, 15. Nice. 10 to 10. Pretty cool. 20 to 10. What happened, Nimish?
I never actually tried before, so I thought it would take me some time. But
All right. Namrata, do you have a question? Okay. Who wants to show? Let's raise your hands. Whoever is done, raise your hands. And if you have shown today, then lower your hand. All right. So if you have shown today, lower your hand. All right, Rishabh, let's go. Hey, not able to hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, go for it.
Yeah. I hope screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So the user will input some text to the prompt, like for example, and then will enter, let's say, 5 seconds, and the button debounce, then it will count for 5 seconds, and after that,
What do you mean by debounce?
so debounce is basically to perform any action. Usually in projects or in applications, it's API calls to not get your backend bombarded with API calls. So just wait for certain amount of time. For example, if it's mostly implemented in search or so many other things also. If user, because we usually implement on chain functionality, event function, and searching. So if
how does this prevent the backend? I understand the theory that you said. How does it prevent the backend?
So if lots of API calls are going to made on even on slightest change which are not actually needed, then the traffic would be unnecessarily increased and it will impact backend.
How are you preventing API call on a small change here?
So for example, I have not implemented API here. This is just an example.
Not API. Okay. Yeah. So whatever you want to do after after that particular event, that is different. Okay. What I'm asking is the debounce is used to prevent bombarding the backend, right? So in the demo that you're showing, this feels like a set interval thing, right?
Yeah, it's set timeout actually.
Yeah, sorry, it's not interval, timeout. Yeah. Doing it once. But this does not prevent anything to the backend, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I will implement API here, then it will do that. Huh?
No, API is not needed. Okay, I'll get to that. Maybe let's see some more demos. I'll get to that. All right. Tony, let's see yours.
Yes, yes, Octane. Is my screen visible? Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so what I understood by debounce is that like you don't unnecessarily make API calls, so you just give.
Pehle show, then tell.
Yeah, so for example, we have to search for a shoe, say Puma shoe. Second. So immediately doesn't give me it fetches the data. If I want to change, maybe I want to search for Adidas shoe. Only when I stop after a few seconds, it would fetch the data. And similarly, when making those changes, it wouldn't make those unnecessary API calls.
Keep making changes for 5 seconds. Just one thing is that in the console, since you are just printing it the same message, it sort of combines, right? And it is a bit harder to see. If you just add the data as well, like just add console.log fetching data, comma, just add the data as well. Data here.
Okay, so
all right, let's see it now.
For input, it's target.value.
Oh, sorry.
Perfect. So in this way, you're showing that whenever you stop, the final system that you have, that is the event that will trigger. And then whatever you want to do here, for now, you're just showing console log, going to do API call, whatever, that is up to you. Cool. I think this is a very well presented demo. Rishabh, do you understand why or how debounce is used?
Yeah, I think I simply implemented a timeout. I think I need to track
Yeah.
this one.
And think of key if something is like too simple, most likely you have interpreted it wrong. If just think of it that from your solution perspective, you just showed the just set timeout, right? It's unlikely that someone will give like 15 minutes for set timeout, right? So in that case, you can just ask, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Is there anything else? Always better to ask. Aryan, go for it.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
So without debounce, if I type something, it's calling a function multiple times. Then refresh and with debounce, if we type something, it's not calling a multiple time. When we give the pause, it's calling the function.
Why is it 2 count? What is the delay?
I increase the count when it pauses.
What is the delay like?
Delay 500. 500
millisecond. Okay.
Yeah.
Small thing like 500 millisecond is like a bit small to perceive in a demo setting. If you do it like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, then it will be better. So yeah, just that. Otherwise, you don't need to refresh. Like just refresh once. Just type it in the debounce. I can clearly see 12 network calls and just keep typing here, keep typing. Okay, so you stopped, right? There's already
Yeah.
two. Why did you stop? I'm telling you to keep typing, right? Just refresh again. Yeah, without debounce type. All right, I see 12 network calls, pretty cool. With debounce, just keep typing for 5 seconds, don't stop. All right, I can see 0 network calls and stop. Don't do anything. 1 network call. Perfect. This is like, I think the best demo so far. I really like the way that you have thought about it. This is exactly like you've thought about the demo. Pretty cool. Kudos. All right, Shivani, let's see yours.
With debounce after 2 seconds of delay, we can see the output.
I can't see the screen. Yes, I can see it now. Go for it.
In the output, you can see the after 2 seconds of delay after the text.
Amazing. I think this is again a very visual demo. You have thought about. Yeah, pretty cool. I like the fact that you have used 2 seconds, which is like it is very perceivable. Like I know I can like ask you to tell more, but like within the first 10 seconds or within the first 8 seconds, you have shown the demo. So awesome. Pretty cool.
Thank you.
All right, Pranay.
So here is my screen visible?
Yes.
So if I type hello, it will take some time and then it will display the hello.
Got it. Understood. Good. You can just add, like if you have to compare, if you compare it with without debounce, that would be perfect. But this is also good. Like from a question perspective, this is complete in itself. Without debounce is an additional brownie thing you can add, but this is also complete in itself. So kudos. Nimish?
Yeah, sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So if I keep writing, it won't make a call. After waiting for 2 seconds, it will make a call. And then again, if I keep writing, I have to wait again to make a network call.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I love how crisp the presentations are becoming. Yeah, so I love that this is, yeah, we're almost at the end of second week. We still have more days to go, but yeah, I think you're becoming ready. Yeah, almost. Abik?
Okay, after seeing the demo, other people I think that I have done something wrong.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay, so is it visible? Okay. But the debounce, once again, it will show it is working on the task. So I think
This is set
set
timeout.
timeout. Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
is.
cannot make another call after the task is running.
Acha, you cannot make. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what you have implemented is you've implemented throttling.
Okay. I don't know what throttling actually.
Basically, you implemented rate limiting key in a particular time, only you can do X number of network calls or something. So this is a rate limiter which we might have used sometime else, but yeah, you have implemented it already. Cool. All right, cool, folks. We are at the end of today's session. Yeah, I know this has been long. Will not. This is the longest. Like, will not go this long ever again. Couple of quick announcements. We will have a guest session tomorrow morning. That will be, like I always say, like weekend sessions are the most valuable sessions. So we'll have something new for you tomorrow morning, and it will be a good experience. Since it's a guest session, the timing is a bit different. It is at 11 a.m. instead of 9. So just note that. We will start reading something new on Sunday 9 a.m. and Monday we'll have an off because of Diwali. We'll take it chill and we'll get back with our weekly sessions on Tuesday. Anything you want to ask? Like, अब तो मतलब इतना लंबा हो गया है कि if you want to ask, I can spend a few minutes. But yeah, any reflections from today's session if you want to do? I'm just putting a hard deadline. I'll wrap it up in 6 minutes. But yeah, anything that you want to share, ask. One person has DM'd me, can you give us more questions? Ruk jao. If you want to do more, continue reading, right? That is what will help you more. Think of it this way, ki we have thought about these questions, right? If we feel that giving you more questions right now will help you, would have given that. So we feel we have done a good number of questions for now. We'll start a new experience tomorrow. That will be a whole different experience. And again, we'll do some new things next week. Of course, we'll keep practicing questions, but yeah, if you have extra time, just continue reading it. I know it is, reading does not come naturally to us. So that is why I say do a few minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, could take target bana lo, do that daily. I can like give you on a stamp paper, like that is the highest ROI activity that you can do. Yeah. All right. Yes, Harshna.
I have a reflection actually. So what I did was I implemented the debounce, but I did not implement it on a real life example. So I realized how essential it is to do it in a real life example.
All right. Other folks, any reflections from yesterday and today? How do you feel about it now? Do you think you need more practice? Of course, well, that is how, well, we have time, so we'll do more practice. But like, how do you feel about? What's your reflection? Okay, let me do it. Okay, let's hear from Faraz first.
Yeah, so I got this reflection that, like somebody said already, like we need to train our minds to work in a way in this limited time pressure, because I am seeing that when you give the question, I become blank suddenly. But when I try to figure it out, think it for like 15-20 minutes, then I come up with the solution. So I need to like practice on that. And I hope like practice will make me up to a mark.
Yep. All right, everyone raise your hands. Yeah, this is almost like a school teacher activity. Cool. Pratik Manak. It also tells me who is like listening, who's multitasking. Pratik, what's up? Pratik is unresponsive. Okay, we'll wait for him. Okay, in the interest of time, we'll not wait for him. Okay, if you have shown demos today, you can lower your hand. All right. If you have shown demos yesterday, you can lower your hand. All right. I just want to hear reflections from you at least, and then also sunange, but I want to get it started. how are things there? How was your experience yesterday?
So today I found that I struggled mostly because of it was a lengthy question and complexity was more than yesterday, and I required practice a lot.
As long as we know what to do, I think that is the key thing. The only problem arises when we don't know what to do, and that sort of goes into the helplessness wala path. As long as we know ki this is what we need to do, we'll get there. So don't worry about it. Just want to emphasize it again. Like these sessions are meant. These sessions are for people who the success metric is you're not able to do these questions in these sessions. That is how my success metric is. If I give a question, if every one of you does it, then that is like my 2 or 3 hours wasted. Because अगर तुम directly interview में जाते तो वहां भी कर लेते, right? Then there's no validation. Validation is I give you a question which you're not able to do here, so that you practice it, and when it comes in any of your interviews, you're able to do it. So yeah, at least whatever questions we have discussed here, just make sure that you understand them well. You can code it on your own now in the time specified. And in terms of practice, we'll get there. Like there's no expectation ki we are ready tomorrow, because if that was the expectation, then we would have told you. But yeah, like I've already told you ki abhi to like we're in the second week, and then we have like 2 more full weeks to go. उससे पहले तो है ही नहीं expectation, nothing. And उसके बाद भी like we'll see where everyone stands, we'll go accordingly. We can do more sessions based on where we stand. But right now just go with like zero expectations ki just do whatever assignments, whatever practice we are doing, and don't take pressure on कि अरे ये भी करना है. We'll do that. If you have time, just go for reading. That's what I would suggest. All right, Athar.
Yeah, so actually a couple of reasons. In the first one, my code sandbox broke, so I fell short of time. In the second one, I was stuck with an error, so I had to redo the entire thing again, fell short of time. And third one, I wasn't aware of debouncing, so I attempted something very different. And yeah.
Cool. I think this session ka most ROI is to you because you learned a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Ananya?
I think in yesterday's session, when it was just the JavaScript questions, I was kind of confusing React concepts and JavaScript concepts. And I think I need to practice on that more. And I also feel like sometimes I feel like I'll complete the question in like 20 minutes. But realistically, it takes me much longer than that. And I think only practice will probably help me with that.
Yep. We'll practice. That's what we're here for. Just that whatever we have questions you have discussed, just like after the session, whenever you have time, just make sure that you're clear with at least these ones. And then if you have time, let's just invest that in reading. All right, Shivam?
So I could not able to complete for the first question. I am able to complete all the features, but the thing is left strike through wala thing. And for the second question, I could not able to complete within the time. And for the third question, I never tried debounce and shortness. So it bit confusing for me to implement it, but the function call is getting called by every click or in every input. So I could not complete. Like for me, I have to try and attempt more questions within the time.
Got it.
I could not able to complete it within the time.
Cool. Just saying again, I know the temptation. I know, like in this call, couple of you have DM'd me already, give us more questions, but resist that temptation, because not all questions in your interview would be like this. These are more like output-based questions, coding questions. These are questions that take time. That's the main thing, right? If someone asks you some question like this, pretty much like the major part of an interview goes in that. And whenever someone asks you conceptual questions like, hey, explain me a promise, explain the difference between where, let, cons, things like that, they can ask like much more number of questions. So I wanted to focus on your fundamentals as well from a conceptual perspective. So keep reading the docs, and we'll practice more on these questions. That's not a don't worry about this. Like what I'm trying to say is don't go after the call and like Google for more questions to practice and like, just start doing a few questions every day, because there's a limit to the ROI of this. And if you have time, go for reading. Cool. Rahul?
Actually, I think I'm late because I haven't practiced much questions, and some of the questions are very new to me. Like local storage I've used, but I haven't implemented the wrapper thing. So it took me a while, and I haven't used the vanilla JavaScript much, so that's why it took a while to get used to it. And that's it. But I will practice more and I will code it fast.
All right, I'll just say it again. Key, don't go for more questions right now. Just understand the questions that we discussed. Just make sure that you can arrive at a solution for these. We'll practice more of these questions. But like, since I know that there's a weekend coming, and the temptation that all of you like already have in your mind, I know, is okay. This is very visual, right? You can see that this is a question, this is the answer, the feedback loop, the adrenaline or the dopamine hit is pretty nice. You'll want to do this, but let's not get into it right now. If you are doing it, just ping me. I'll push you to read more. And concepts, let's focus on concepts. We'll start practicing more on concepts also from next week as well. Cool. Manik?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to mention that today I was thinking to do this, which you are just telling, ki search on Google, search for more question and start practicing. But somehow I did not do that. I actually practiced all the questions, like the task which was mentioned in the doc. After each section, there are some coding questions also. So I practiced that because like yesterday, the first question, how I attempted, it was like, I had a fear, ki, okay, how can I going to solve this? Although it was a bit easy question, the logic was easy, but still I had that fear. So I spent like so many times to implement that. But if I compare the first attempt, like yesterday's first question to today's last question, the mindset have changed. Like I think now I don't have that fear, and I am actually going through the process properly. Okay, let's first divide it step by step, like what I have to implement, and then I start coding. And also, like yesterday, as if like everyone, since we are not practicing JavaScript, so the syntax were not there, so I was like, that was also a problem. But today we had practiced JavaScript, like I was reading the doc, at the same time I was practicing those questions, so it actually helped to get back to that JavaScript zone from React. But at the same time, we have to stay in React also, because I think React question will also come.
Yeah. Pretty good reflection. I hope you post this in the Discord channel as well. And yeah, I think that was the aim of the session, which is, once you do a bunch of questions, I think like you correctly said, right? Just think of your process from the first question yesterday versus the last question tomorrow, and there must be some process building in your mind, right? Ki, okay, first I'll think, first I'll break down, I'll note down the features, then I'll start coding, ask clarifying questions. So you'd have like a process in place. So yeah, that's the entire aim. And let me just say, before leaving the call, just type out the reflection from the last 2 days, because I see less reflection. I saw only a handful, like less than, very less. I saw less reflection yesterday. Let's take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long or short you want to write. Let's post a reflection before leaving this call. And I'm also posting a poll for the reading one. React with the emoji when done. And like, I want like all of you to continue reading, because let me read just cool. Yeah, I want you to read. I cannot emphasize this enough. I think I'm trying to, but yeah, this is the max that I can emphasize. Ki before Tuesday's call, you should get in the habit of reading, because yeah, we'll not emphasize this again. Yes, Harshna.
So half of the people were not in the call when you asked us to review the resumes today. For
Yeah.
home.
All right. I'll just thanks for sharing. I'll just type in the Discord as well. Homework, final review, homework, site review 2, 3 minutes. All right. Thanks for sharing that. That's the final review homework. I think, as you might have realized from yesterday, now we are on the fast track, or on the the high practice, whatever you want to call it. We are on the runway. We are running for interview practice. We are running for takeoff. We are running for launch. Cool. That's about it. I think it's too long already. Let me stop this now, and I will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Have a good night. Bye-bye.